Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Toxic, and today I'm coming with you guys with another life story. This one's gonna be really cool. I think it's gonna be one of my special stories because it is the first time I did acid. First of all, I want to say sorry if I'm not in order that much because I'm not writing anything, so this is off my mind, and it was 4 years ago. So I'm gonna try to do my best. But here goes the story of the first time I did acid. So here you go, folks. I'm one of those stupid kids that decided to do acid for the first time during school. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, but I did acid before school. So I remember that I really wanted to try acid. It was during high school. I really wanted to try acid for a while, but I never had the chance. Right? By this time, I already smoked a lot of weed, so I was experienced with weed in general. And my friend ended up having some acid. Right? We guess me and my buddies we were gonna smoke before school like every day. But this time I decided to take some acid too because I had two tabs on me. So I took one tab, put it in my mouth. This was like 20 minutes before school started, and then we would smoke two blunts in the car, waiting for the time to go to school. Right. So I take the tab, and while we're smoking the blunts, I take the tab and nothing. Right. I just get high, whatever. I go to class, and let's say I started this class around 9 in the morning, and I would say about 9:20 in the morning. That's when it all kicked in, and let me explain to you guys why this is a crazy psychedelic trip, and nothing. Maybe it doesn't sound as crazy as some other LSD trips, and this was because the first time I did acid actually ended up being fake acid. So it was a research chemical known as 25I, MBOME, MBOM, whatever you guys want to call it. And well, the first time I did this, I didn't know the difference between LSD or MBOM. I didn't know there was fake acid, whatever. And so yeah, I took some fake dangerous acid, and it was my first time in school while high. So this is how it goes. I remember it was around. I was sitting in my first class around 9:20 p.m. and out of nowhere, from just being high, feeling relaxed, chill, my vision changes from normal high. It just changes to like if I was inside water wobbling. So my vision just started going wobbly wobbly all over my screen, and I don't know where I was like in my mind. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was my first time doing acid. I'm stupid for doing it in school, but I was not expecting something like this, which is stupid, right? Because it's psychedelic. I should be expecting visuals, but it was too crazy right away that I was like, whoa. So I was chilling there in class for about 20, 30 minutes talking to a girl, and I think in that table in that class I only had girls next to me. So and then around 9:40 in the morning, the busser goes on the intercom inside class, and it's my desk clerk, whatever lady, whatever which is called, right? And she tells the teachers. Anyways, the intercom goes on, and it says to our teacher, she's like, can we please have the students go to our office? And she names like 50 students out of our whole high school from that section, and I was one of them. And the reason why they called us up while I was already tripping on acid is because there was gonna be an assembly for that during that day in the morning, but people that were either they were failing classes, but I wasn't part of that, or people that were had too many tardies, which was that was my mistake. I had so many tardies that they put me in that section, or just people that didn't give a shit about school. They decided to not let them go to the assembly to watch I think it was a talent show. So they decided to put us in a room upstairs for 4 hours till the assembly was over as punishment. So I was a little upset. I was like, what the hell? I'm tripping on acid for the first time and I can't even watch the talent show. I was really bummed out. But the feelings were so crazy that I was a little scared at some point because I remember going to the desk where they put us with the kids that we were all in trouble, and in order to walk to the desk, I was already hallucinating really hard that I had to grab onto the desk in order to walk straight because the desk was they were so out of size, out of proportion, right? A desk that was normally maybe like 6 feet by 6 feet looked like it was 20 feet by 10 feet. I'm not even joking. That's how crazy it was. So I remember this was maybe like an hour and a half into my trip, and or maybe an hour into my trip, right? And the teacher that's taking care of us in the naughty room or whatever, they gave us a paper, and the paper we're supposed to write what we are gonna work on during that time, and we gotta show and prove, right? So I wrote in the paper that I was pretty mind fucked in my brain, right? So in the paper I remember I wrote that I was gonna work on English work, and then but then I brought out my paper of math homework. I didn't realize it. Then the teacher came up, the one that was taking care of us, which is a bitch teacher, right? She was hot, but she was a bitch. So that's why everyone still hated her. And she told us, she went up to me, right? She was going up to every student to see what they were gonna work on or whatever. And she went up to me, right? I was hiding in the corner, so she wouldn't see me, and so I wouldn't be staring at the students, so they wouldn't see me like all fucking psyched out and shit. And so she went up to me and she's like, "What are you gonna work on?" And then I was working on my math already, and then like trying not to look at her straight in my eyes because my pupils were dilated as fuck. I go like math, and I'm just like looking it down on my paper, and then she goes like, "Then why'd you write English here?" And then in my brain I was like, "Fuck." And then I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna work on both." And then she goes like, and she was the English teacher, right? She goes like, "Well, you could only work on one, all right?" And I was like, "All right." And then she just went away, and I got so lucky that she didn't catch me. Like, I'm pretty sure she would have seen my eyes were extremely dilated, but I guess she just thought I was pissed that I was in that room, so she didn't really care about my attitude or how I talked. But that teacher, out of any teacher in that high school, if that teacher would have caught me, she would have right away snitched to me to the principal's office, and that would have been bad. So she ended up leaving us, right? Take a sip of water. All right, see, she left us working for on our own stuff, right? And that's when it all started. Oh, hold on, guys. All right, guys, and this is where shit gets crazy. So if you guys are into psychedelics, you guys know about ego death and mindfuck too when psychedelics take into place. Ego death is kind of when you lose your sense of reality, you lose your sense of self. So let's say you're tripping, and during the trip you're tripping, and then you forget that you're yourself. You forget that you're Pablo, or you're this guy Edgar, right? You forget that you're yourself because ego death happened, and you're just tripping without really realizing it, right? Till you come back and you're like, "Oh fuck, what the fuck happened?" So this is what happened to me during my trip. I was in class working on my stuff, and I decided to put my face down, just look down at the paper, faking like I was writing so people wouldn't bother me. And I hit into ego death. Obviously, I didn't realize it when I was hitting ego death, but once I came back from it, I realized what happened. And let me tell you guys what happened when I was during ego death. So I just remember being in a pool of colors. My vision faded away. I was not seeing my desk, my paper, or my classroom. My vision faded away to another reality. I was seeing so many vibrant colors. It looked like rainbow paradise, and but I wasn't there. I wasn't physically there. I was just seeing things float around with really peaceful noises, really peaceful colors, and I just felt really good. It felt like I was like sleeping, dreaming, whatever. I don't know how to explain it, but it was a really special experience, even though it was a research chemical. And then I popped out of ego death, right? And when I popped out of ego death, my vision came back, and I was still in my desk, and that's when the from good trip it's kind of started to a bad trip because I was still tripping intensely bad. This was maybe like 3 hours into the trip. I was tripping immensely bad in the desk of my classroom. That I when I got my vision back, I looked at some of the classmates and the teacher, and they all looked like aliens. They all looked like they were from another planet. And not to mention that everything looked out of proportional size, like extremely, nothing like LSD. Like a desk looked like 20, 30 feet long. Then and that's when I started to get a little panic because I was like, "Oh, what if they catch me? What if they catch me? This, right?" And then the teacher comes up, and he goes like this. By this time we had a guy teacher, right, taking care of us, and he goes like, "We're gonna take a bathroom break, so whoever wants to go to the bathroom, come with me." And a lot of guys got up, and I was in there, right? I got up too because I needed to pee, and I also needed to like get some fresh air to relax or something, right? And I remember we were walking all the kids to the bathroom with the teacher, and I was tripping out of my mind. I had to grab onto the wall next to me so I could walk in a straight line, because if not, I was gonna walk crisscross and the teacher was gonna notice me. And this is crazy. I went into the guy's bathroom, right? And this was during a break, so there was a lot of kids from the other high schools, since our high school is connected by four high schools, which is weird, right? But there was other kids in that bathroom already. And then I remember walking up to the sink, and then I seen a black guy, right, from another school, and he looked at me, right. He was maybe like a foot taller than me. I looked at him. I was so mind fucked and fucked in my brain that I had just had a stupid face on me. He looked at me. I looked at him, and he goes like, "Bro, what you want?" And then I realized what he said, but I couldn't respond, and I just looked at him, but I couldn't respond. And then he looked back. He kept looking at me. He was like, "I'm sorry. I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding." But I could tell that he looked at me and he knew I was gone fucking out of my brain. So he let me be, because obviously he didn't want to scare me. So props for him. He was a good sport. Thanks for him not snitching on me or making me even more scared or something, right? But he was a cool sport, whatever. I didn't even know that guy. So I remember I peed or whatever, washed my hands. No, I don't think I even peed. I just washed my hands, my face, tried to like get fresh air. And then I left the bathroom, and the teacher was waiting there for us, for everyone to go back, right? And then to the we go back to our classroom, and on the way back I still had to grab onto the walls because everything was so fucking intense in the moving. I couldn't stand still. I remember one time when we got to our desk, I looked at my friend that was sitting in the same table as us, because it was a table for 4 people, and I seen him, and it was like a kaleidoscope, or I forgot how to say that word, whatever. But I would see his face, and then I would see 6 of his faces in my vision, and then I'll be like, "What the fuck?" This never happened to me on LSD. Now that I have LSD trips, but on N-bomb it was fucking intense, and well, yeah, that was it for like 4 hours. I think I was in that room for like 4 hours until then the assembly ended. So the teacher goes like, "All right, guys, you guys can go to lunch, and we're all gonna be free to go, right?" And then after that, after they told us we were free to go, I was like, "Hell yeah!" I was thinking my like since I was in a psychedelic trip, I thought this was like a journey that I had to go through it. I had to look live the good and the bad, right? And after they let us go to lunch, I grabbed my jacket, my backpack, and I was with 3 friends. And then I was like, "Let's go, G, let's dip the class, cause fuck this shit, right?" Cause I was like, "Damn, I can't stay here no more," cause it was too intense. So during lunchtime, we ditched out of school, we left, and we went to go smoke some blunts. After that, it was a good time. I ended up popping like half a more tab, which obviously doesn't give you the same strength, but it still give me more psychedelic effects because it was a richer chemical, so those bitches are strong, right? And we smoked some more weed. We went to McDonald's. It was a great night after that, but yeah, it was one of the craziest N-bomb experiences or acid experiences I've had because it was my first one. I wasn't expecting like that. And first of all, let me tell you guys, don't ever do acid in school. It's stupid. Not, especially not your first time. Even though if you had many psychedelic trips, still never do it in school. It was stupid for me, and I don't know why I didn't. You know, just do it at home, do it with your friends, do it outside in nature. All right, guys. Well, this is gonna be it for the story. I could have gone along more in more detail, but it was gonna be too long. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. If you guys really did enjoy this story, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more. Tell me if you guys want to listen to other stories, or maybe other psychedelic stories, DMT stories, DPT stories. Just let me know. I hope you guys have a great day and enjoy.